call Dato' Aziz bin Kasim, Setiausaha Sulit Kanan kepada Perdana Menteri. We have asked for an appointment to see either the Prime Minister, the Higher Education Minister, the Secretary General of the Higher Education Ministry, or the Deputy Secretary General of the Higher Education Ministry. We are still waiting. There's one Dato' Ghazali, Pegawai Tugas Khas PM, who's waiting for us at the gate. We have told him to come down in a very peaceful manner. We are not here for any problems. We are against violence. In a very peaceful manner, we want to hand over the memorandum to the Prime Minister. And the gist of the memorandum today, we have collected, Sambu, how many signatures have we collected so far?
12,639.
12,639 signatures is all here, which we are handing over to the PM. Okay, and the crux of our memorandum today is abolish STPM and create one matriculation, one pre-U entrance exam, one matriculation for all Malaysians. And then we are asking the Prime Minister to stop all race-based higher education entrance criteria. And then scholarships and matriculation and university places for all, including all students getting 7 A's and above. We are asking the Prime Minister and the Government of Malaysia to give scholarships to everybody. And for those getting 7 A's and below, PTPTN loans for all 7 A's and below. And Article 8 of the Federal Constitution provides for equality before the law. Article 12 of the Federal Constitution provides that there shall be no discrimination when it comes to entrance into government public universities. And there are 40,000 students in matriculation colleges, in 11 matriculation colleges all around the country, nationwide. It's a 10-month course, as opposed to STPM, it's a 2 years course. And the difference is the 2-year syllabus is more difficult than the 10-month course. And 70% of the students who attend matriculation courses eventually get to do the critical courses like medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, law, and so on and so forth. In the 2010 national budget, 2.44 billion worth of JPA scholarships were given out to students, scholarships local and foreign, for 1,500 overseas students for scholarships and 10,500 local scholarships for students to study locally. Also in 2010, 7,987 students scored all A's in SPM. And based on this figure, if there are 12,000 places, 7,000 plus scored all A's, everybody should get a scholarship. But in our list today, which we have distributed to the press, we have 48 people who scored 7 A's and above, who has not got a place to do matriculation, no scholarships, no JPA scholarships, no university places. And also they were denied scholarships in Tenaga Nasional Berhad, MARA, Petronas, PNB, Khazanah, Sime Derby, Shell, etc. The 48 list we have given out to the press. Our estimate is out of the 12,000 people who got the scholarships, only 0.1% to 1% are Indians. Bright Indian students are systematically denied places into universities, and the selection process into matriculation, university and scholarships must be made transparent. There cannot be double standards in one Malaysia. This problem is a yearly problem. It has been happening for the last 53 years. Every year it's the same problem. We want an end. We call upon the government of Malaysia to end this race segregationist, supremacist and race-based education policy. We want scholarships, university places, matriculation places to given to all poor Indians, all poor Kadazan, all poor Orang Asli, all poor Malays, all poor Chinese, all poor Ibans. And in the 191.5 billion 2010 budget, we are asking for an additional 10 billion to cater for overseas scholarships and another 10 billion. Those who didn't score 7 A's and above, 10 billion. Those who score 7 A's and below, give them loans. The government must allocate 10 billion worth of PTPTN loans and give them. There should not be any complaints. And the student will be able to study in a private college in a choice of their own, what course they want. And currently PTPTN is only limited to the Ivy League of universities. That is Nottingham, Curtin and a few other universities. We are also disappointed that when Gaza, rightly for Gaza, Barisan, PKR and DAP rightly put up a motion to discuss, but this 53-year-old Malaysian higher education Indian students problem was not debated, and also we regret that there has been no emergency motion, despite our request, no emergency motion from DAP PAS Keadilan, because the victims, most of the victims involves merely poor Indian students. Finally, we asked for the abolishment of the STPM, we asked for one pre-university matriculation in one Malaysia, and we also asked finally for a Royal Commission of Inquiry with the view to end this 53-year-old race-based, segregationist-based and supremacist higher education policy in Malaysia. And in our memorandum here, we have given the list of 48 names to the PM. Okay, and then we also have a list of all the result slips are all here, result slips. Okay, and then we also have the
639.
12,639 signatures. Okay, if there's any questions from the press, please ask us.
How many of you in the PM specially?
No, we are still waiting for the one Datuk Ghazali, the PM's special secretary, to come down to meet us. So I do not know the arrangements. We are still waiting, but I can't understand the need for the FRU heavy police presence. They got $1 billion to fight us, to fight their own people.
This government, it's a mandatory in this country to send our children to Standard 1 at the age of 7. And the government is providing so-called free education up to Form 5. And at the end of Form 5, the high achievers got no way to go. And we would like to pose this question to the Prime Minister as well as the Education Minister. What is the purpose of providing free education when there is no way for the high achievers to go? And why is it only happening to Indians? We fail to understand. If a 10A student, if a 13A student cannot manage to get into the public university, cannot get a place in matriculation, is not qualified for a JPS scholarship, and how else to get qualified? And why is it always happening to us? It's been happening for the past 35 years. And you know, we don't seriously understand. They are talking about human capital. Okay, and these are the human capital. We are talking about best of the best. And yet you are discriminating them. And we have got cases whereby those high achievers got no way to go. They can't afford private colleges. They can't go to overseas. Okay, and they are not being granted with any loan. What is going to happen to them? This is a basic requirement of a government to take care of the future generation. No point you discriminate them and avoid them. This is definitely not one Malaysia. And we are telling, stop spending the people's money on one Malaysia.
Now.
By when do you think you will get back to us on the appointment?
Okay,
Because we have been tired of giving submitting memorandum. Okay, akan ambil tindakan, it end up nothing, zero. We have been waiting for the past 3 years.